Are you familiar with Bruce Beach in LA?
I don't think so. Bruce Beach.
Yeah, Bruce Beach is a beach that was owned by descendants of slaves, and the city in California declared it as public domain, and they made them sell it for a quarter of what it was worth.
Oh
And this
wow.
was 98 years ago. So they basically took it and said, we're going to build a park and this, that, and the other. So this family owned the whole entire beach. It's called Bruce Beach, right? The governor, uh, that's currently the governor of California, they put together like a task force, and they looked into it, and the city councils and everybody, and they gave back this beach last year to the descendants of the individuals who was the prior owners of this beach.
Oh.
And at that particular time, it was worth $75 million. Recently, it was just announced that they got the beach and everything. They had it for several months. They decided to sell it back. Can you believe this? To the city.
Yeah. Are you for real?
Yeah, they sold it back to the city, and they sold it back for I want to say $20 million.
Oh God.
So once again,
It's worth 75?
yeah, it was that's what the appraisal price was of last year.
Wow.
So what do you say to situations like that where we get in a position where something that was wrong, they righted it, and then we go back on, and a lot of people are upset. So I did some further research, and people were saying that the reason why they sold it is because the zoning laws. Because you got to think, right? Anytime you have um, commercial real estate near water, the money is crazy.
Yeah.
So if they don't allow them to build on that waterfront, then it probably wasn't as lucrative as they thought it was. But it's a beach. There's ways around that. You know what I mean? It definitely was worth more than $20 million. And just as you got the beach, you could have got them to change the zoning law. But my question to
They
you
probably
is,
could change them now that they didn't sold it.
yeah, my question to you is, because I was in arguments with people on online where they were saying, see, this is a prime example of why we're not ready for reparations. What do you say to an argument such as that?
I think that's just it's just a reality we're going to have to accept. It's a harsh reality.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a reality we have to accept that some of us just ain't gonna make it. I think the more that we push, and I think that's the reason why some of us are scared to get it, because we know that some of us ain't gonna make it. When we get reparations, that is going to be the determining factor between who sinks and who swims, because now we're rebuilding infrastructure. Now we have to put it back on us now, and that's why I gotta always give respect to the nation, because they always go by do for self. This
Mm-hmm.
is that would force us into doing for self, and so many of us are not used to that. So many of us are really have a fear of that, if we're being real, because they're not ready for that type of power, which is understandable because we have not had it in hundreds of years. I understand. It's a scary, white supremacy is a scary ass beast. I get it. But that's the reality that we're going to have to accept, that some of us are going to sell us out. Some of us are going to take the money that we get and give it back to our oppressors. Some of us are going to take the money, get land like this family did, and
Mm-hmm.
end up flipping it and giving it right back for even less money. If you're with Black people, and it's not going to be a lot of us. It's so sad because, Lord, the more I be hearing some of these conversations, I'll be like, God, I be trying not to say majority, but Jesus Christ, we pushing 40, 50, 45, 40, 45.
Yeah.
Especially if we count some of the older Negroes. It's egregious, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but the more that we deal within that reality, that some of us just genuinely are not going to be ready. Some of us are genuinely going to get this money and end up right back in poverty, or end up worse, if we being real. But that has to be, we cannot just hyper focus on that part, because the other part of it is some of us is already building. That's who we got to focus on. We can't worry about all of these Negroes that's just going to it's going to lay by the wayside. We can't put our energy towards that. Not that we can't help to a degree, you know, because some of us are going to need, we do need financial literacy classes. We do need, you know, teachers and role models, scholars in general, to help guide us in our building. However, we cannot put all of our focus on those on lower level individuals who want to stay lower level. It just is what it is. And let me say this, I don't want to sound like
yeah, good.
I'm not giving grace, because I do understand, because even with that family, like they gave it away, that 20 million. I mean, they sold it back beach and they undersold it at that. But even with that 20 million, it's not like we got to give up on that family, because they still got $20 million. You know what I'm saying? So they can still go get more land, maybe not a beach, but they can go get more land and do something constructive with that. You know what I'm saying? So we also have to give each other grace and knowing that we got to give each other time to mess up, because it's going to take, like, our parents ain't dealt with millions of dollars. Generations before us, none of them dealt with millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm the first one that's going to get $1 million, and you expect me to blow it like, you know, some of us fumbled a bag a couple times before we really get to where we need to get to. So we do not play by our creed. You fuck with the team, might find your West in the creek. We crossing our T's, we don't never miss it.